Here are 10 historical figures whose contributions have left a lasting mark on U.S. foreign policy. 1. George Washington. As the first President of the United States, George Washington set the tone for American foreign policy. His farewell address warned against entangling alliances with foreign nations, advocating for neutrality in international conflicts. This principle influenced U.S. foreign relations for decades and shaped the country's isolationist approach in the early years. 2. Thomas Jefferson, the third president and principal author of the Declaration of Independence. Thomas Jefferson played a pivotal role in shaping U.S. foreign policy. He emphasized the importance of diplomacy and trade over military conflict, exemplified by the Louisiana Purchase in 1803, which significantly expanded U.S. territory and influence. 3. James Monroe, the fifth president. James Monroe is best known for the Monroe Doctrine, a cornerstone of American foreign policy established in 1823. This doctrine declared that any European intervention in the Americas would be viewed as an act of aggression, asserting U.S. dominance in the Western Hemisphere and shaping relations with Latin America for years to come. 4. Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th president. Theodore Roosevelt was instrumental in expanding U.S. influence globally through his big stick diplomacy. His efforts to broker peace in the Russo-Japanese War earned him the Nobel Peace Prize and established the U.S. as a mediator in international conflicts. Roosevelt's construction of the Panama Canal further solidified American power in the region. 5. Woodrow Wilson, the 28th president. Woodrow Wilson profoundly influenced U.S. foreign policy during and after World War I. He championed the League of Nations and promoted the idea of self-determination for nations. Wilson's 14 points laid the groundwork for modern international relations and set a precedent for U.S. involvement in global governance. 6. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Franklin D. Roosevelt's presidency marked a significant shift in U.S. foreign policy during World War II. His approach to foreign relations was characterized by international cooperation, leading to the establishment of the United Nations. Roosevelt's leadership during the war transformed the U.S. into a global superpower. 7. Harry S. Truman. As president following World War II, Harry S. Truman played a crucial role in shaping the post-war world. His implementation of the Truman Doctrine aimed to contain communism, marking the beginning of the Cold War. Truman's decision to support NATO solidified U.S. alliances in Europe and established a framework for future military and diplomatic efforts. 8. John F. Kennedy. John F. Kennedy's presidency was marked by significant Cold War challenges, including the Cuban Missile Crisis. His emphasis on diplomacy and negotiation during this tense period averted potential nuclear conflict and reshaped U.S. foreign policy toward a more cautious approach regarding military intervention. 9. Henry Kissinger. Serving as Secretary of State under Presidents Nixon and Ford, Henry Kissinger was a key architect of U.S. foreign policy in the 1970s. His strategies of détente with the Soviet Union and opening diplomatic relations with China significantly altered the geopolitical landscape, promoting a new era of U.S.-China relations. 10. Barack Obama. As the 44th president, Barack Obama influenced U.S. foreign policy with his focus on multilateralism and diplomacy. His administration emphasized engagement with allies and adversaries, exemplified by the Iran nuclear deal and the Pivot to Asia strategy, which sought to strengthen U.S. ties in the Asia-Pacific region. In conclusion, these historical figures have profoundly shaped U.S. foreign policy through their visions, decisions, and diplomatic efforts. From Washington's principles of neutrality to Obama's multilateral approach, their legacies continue to influence how the United States engages with the world today. Understanding their contributions provides valuable insights into the evolution of American foreign policy and its impact on global affairs.